everyone. On behalf of Omega Pyramid Dallas, PSSM Corporate, and Pyramid Valley International, we warmly welcome you to day 165 of Stillness. A long time, I know, your daily dose of meditation and wisdom. As we approach 6 months the meditation, it's inspiring to reflect on the changes that consistent practice can bring. Meditation is not simply about spending a few minutes each day in silence. It's about gradually transforming the way we relate to ourselves and the world around us. Over time, we begin to notice our thoughts more clearly, react with greater patience, and find a deeper sense of calm amid life challenges. While this may not always be obvious day to day, each moment spent in practice helps cultivate greater awareness, inner strength, and peace. These qualities become a foundation that supports us not only during meditation, but throughout every aspect of our lives. So let's welcome Master Yvonne to guide us in our daily meditation.
Good morning. Thank you. Beautiful greetings to all our community, dear masters, dear friends. With our palm over our hearts, let us inhale deeply several times. Inhale deeply and exhale, relaxing all your muscles, your whole body. Withdrawing all your attention within. You can close your eyes fully. Clasp your hands, relax your hands on your legs. Cross your feet. And we are doing this to close the energy circles so that there is no loss of energy, neither through the eyes, nor through the hands, nor through the feet. So now all the energy circulates within your body and you are being recharged. Now all the cosmic energy entering will accumulate in you. And this is the source of health and abundance. Because if you can master the energies of your life, you are a full master. And as your attention completely withdraws within, becoming aware of itself, you start to observe the breath flowing up and down the nose. Natural, easy, soft breath. No control, no intention. You are seated comfortably in the seat of awareness. And on the screen of the mind, you watch the most interesting movie. What is moving is your breath. Let your attention rest with the breath. Several more minutes, dear friends. As we are observing the breath, let us take deeper breaths. Feel our body expanding, the belly expanding with every inhale, And again, fully relaxing with exhale. With inhale, you become aware of your feet, your legs, your back, and your head. And with exhale, you become aware of your face, your chest, your stomach, your hands. Take several deep breaths to reawaken the body. Gently move the toes on your feet. And gently move fingers on your hands. And with next deeper inhale, bring your palms to your eyes. Fingers on the forehead. And allowing your eyes to rest in the energy of the hands. And when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes.
Thank you so much, Master Yvonne, for conducting a peaceful meditation session.
Mm.
In today's world, we are often measured by what we accomplish, how productive we are, and how much we achieve. From a young age, we are encouraged to focus on doing, working, learning, creating, and constantly striving towards the next goal. Yet many spiritual traditions teach that beneath all our actions lies something even more fundamental, our true nature, a state of pure being. Today, we will explore what it means to move beyond constant doing and discover the power of pure being, a state of inner stillness, awareness, and presence that exists beyond the restless activity of the mind. So today, we'll be talking to Master Yvonne, an internationally recognized spiritual teacher, healer, and emotional therapist from Croatia who has established his school's awareness and spiritual mastery in multiple different countries and languages. Additionally, Mr. Ivan has also used his own allow method, allow, let go, and hand over, which serves to release and heal emotional injuries, traumas, and blockages from body and mind. And also, before we begin, I'd also like to extend belated birthday wishes to you, Master Yvonne. Thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to learning from your insights and experiences on the topic of pure being beyond doing.
Thank you so much. Beautiful to be here as always. Do you want to start with a question or?
So, Master Yvonne, how do you define a pure being beyond doing?
Well, being is something that is on its own without any specific conditions that need to be met, without any action required, without anything that comes prior or as a result of it. So, as if there is no beginning and no end, no roots and no fruits. And action and doing is quite the opposite. There is the root of it, and then there is the fruit of it. And because this world has a beginning and has an end, it is completely absorbed in doing, in action. And there is nothing wrong with that. So I'm not here to oppose the doing or oppose the action. It is simply a fact of life. There is nothing you can do about it. It will be there as long as you breathe, as long as that heart pumps. And the only thing is that we don't need to be absorbed in it, because I don't worry about digestion, and it happens daily. There is nothing I can do about it. I don't worry about heartbeats. They simply happen. I'm not all day thinking how I need to pump the blood. It is just happening. I don't think about how the rain is going to fall, how the earth is going to rotate. It just happens continuously. The sun burns, and it has to burn. If it would say, I'm done with doing, it would be a big problem. So doing will be there, but it shouldn't be obsessed about. It doesn't need to be the priority and the focal point of the mind. Just like you don't think about the sun burning, the earth rotating, the blood pumping, the digestion happening, the urine being purified through the bladder and the liver. You don't think of any of that. It just is. It has to happen. So your daily work has to happen. You're going to job, serving the community, making the food, taking care of the children, your parents, God knows, running the country, running a company. It will just happen. So I'm only inviting everyone to realize that there is something that is there much more important as a life, as something that is by itself, and that these transitory things should not obsess our mind, should not obsess our attention. The problem lies there when you start to think that you are the one doing. Imagine that all day long you think, I am pumping blood, I am digesting this food, I am purifying the liquids in my body, I am creating the urine every day. It would be exhausting to think of that. So when you say, I am taking care of these children, I am cooking for everybody, I am having to pay for the bills, I'm having to go to work, I have to drive the car. It's so exhausting. You just don't need to think of any of that. And let it all be. Just participate in the doing, but be focused on what truly matters, which is the existence, which is the joy of being. It is there always. It doesn't need to be created. So that's pretty much how I would explain the difference between these two.
If we're always in, I guess, a state of doing, should people still, I guess, like strive to do things? Because you said that's action, right? Should we still have goals and things we want to accomplish and still feel motivated to do things in life?
You cannot not have those. They simply come by themselves. So again, the forces of nature and the nature of your being make these things come out. You see, every human being chooses the most perfect moment and the most perfect place in a second when they will be incarnated. Because in that perfect moment and in that perfect second and in that particular location on the planet, the influence of the planets and the sky bodies is such a specific, let's say, setup that it will create the most specific person that you as a being require for whatever you are being born for, whatever you want to do. So you come to this world to do. That's why you are born. So you can't then strive not to do because you have orchestrated to the utmost perfection the parents, the location, and the moment to be born, so that you would be created in such a form and shape and character that will serve you in what you came to do. And then you can't then spend the rest of your life fighting the very forces that you put in motion. You put them in motion when you were born. So you chose, planned that Mars has to be in that position, that Saturn has to be in that position, that Sun has to be in that position, so that it would create these synergetic forces and energies that will all your life push you to achieve certain things. So instead of fighting those or thinking, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? You need to rest in the being that created those. You are the being using these forces, not having to do them. You see, it is a complete change of perception. You are rediscovering, remembering who you are and how come that you created a particularly person, like I created this guy called Ivan. I'm obviously not Ivan, but he is my most perfect tool because I chose the parents and the location in Croatia and the moment and the hour and the minute and the second when it would come to this world. Because I need this tool to be precisely like this. And this tool should play my music. I am not here to play his music. So if I would be obsessed with doing or what I need to achieve, as Ivan, that would be very exhausting. But when I remember that I have come because there are things I want to do or I'm meant to do, I know that Ivan is the perfect tool because I created him such. Okay? And we cannot understand this being from the perspective of the person. That is simply impossible because it is beyond the mind. Imagine you're asking the guitar to understand the guitarist, the musician. Well, guitar has no capacity to understand the guitarist. It can only perceive that there is something moving its strings and that it is making music. But imagine now that if a guitar started thinking, am I doing this well? Should I have another concert? You know, how many people attended my concert? How many tickets did we sell today? It would be terrible because it is beyond its reach. There is nothing it can do, and then it would stress. It would feel under pressure. It would create this illusion of its life that is not true. But if it would know, I'm just a tool in the hands of someone who is playing me, there would be a deep rest. Okay? What many people experience is they get depressed, but it is actually deep rest. So, depression in most people is when they lose this, what they're supposed to do, or things repeat, they lose a sense of life. Well, I say you are invited to deep rest. And when you have a deep rest, you are no longer depressed. You are finally waking up to the reality, who you are and who you are not. You are not the instrument. You are the player of the instrument. And you know what you came to play. So you just need to remember. And remembering does not happen in having a new plan, a new goal, a new objective. They are already there. They're already set up. Every objective is already there. You don't need to think about it. It will come as a pull. It will come as a desire. And it will equally be fulfilled through being. Because if you do not know that you are the guitarist, you're not going to play the guitar. You're going to do something else, and then you will struggle. So the remembering is to remember what you came to play here, what it is. And the forces in the body, the talents, are already telling you. You don't need to go reading a book. You just need self-awareness. That's the whole point. I'm not a big book reader, but people think that I'm a walking encyclopedia. I just observe. I observe myself, I observe the world, and everything is so obvious. And then you can later find it in the Upanishads or in any scientific text or anything. It's always there. You just need to be aware of it. Yeah. Mm. I would like, actually, that we do something. You, Sanjana, and everyone. See the being that you can't think about, the being that is beyond the mind, you can't comprehend it. So accept now, I won't be able to understand it mentally. I can think about it, but it doesn't reach. It's like as if you never tasted sugar and I keep telling you about sugar. You need to flavor it. And once you taste it, you don't need books to tell you about it. You know. Okay? You will always remember it, recognize it. Is it sweet or is it not sweet? So now ask yourself, if I would not have eyes to see, would I still exist? And then allow your attention to go back to this something that exists, even if you lose the eyes and the eyesight. Is there something there existing without eyesight by itself? And you don't need to think about it. I'm not asking you to think. I'm asking you to discover, to perceive. And then you go further. You ask, and if I would lose sense of smell and taste? Imagine you can never smell anything again. Do you exist? Put the attention back to this something existing even if it can't smell or taste anything and see? It is there by itself. And then if it would lose the sense of touch and balance and sensations in the body, is it still there? And can it exist without hearing? Is there existence even if there is no sound? And keep resting. We are going to deep rest. Allow your attention to withdraw from the dispersion into something that exists without sight, without smell, without taste. And then let us drop the mind. Just for a moment, you leave it on the side like a backpack. You put it away. Just for some time. And ask yourself, if I, in this moment, have amnesia and I forget my name, language, where I come from, who are my parents, how old I am, what I like, what I dislike, what I believe. I have complete amnesia. Do I still exist without any of the memories? Allow the focus, allow the attention to withdraw to this something existing without needing to know or remember anything. And if I would have no plans, no knowledge what I'm gonna do next minute, next hour, next day, would I still exist now without having a plan for tomorrow? Let your attention completely concentrate. Rest, relax, come back to the being that is there. Being. It just is. No senses, no past, no future, no memories, no plans. Observe, does it need to know anything to be right now? Does it need to know mathematical formulas, economic laws, law of attraction, quantum mechanics? Does it need to know anything to be right now, exist? And is it in any way measurable? This being. Is it 1 meter wide? Or 10? Or 100? Is there any way to measure its size? And does it have a race or a nationality? Does it have religious beliefs? Does it have dietary preferences? Gender or sexual orientation? Age? And is there time passing there? Let everything rest as this being. And notice how far is it from you? Can you lose it on the way? Or is it going to disappear when the meditation today finishes? Is that maybe you? And is that being waiting for the new moment, next moment? Anticipating what's next? I would like you to feel the words of Sri Shankaracharya, who said, "The fool thinks I am the body. The intelligent man thinks I am an individual soul united with the body. But the wise man, in the greatness of his knowledge and spiritual discrimination, sees the self as the only reality and thinks, I am Brahman." I want you to feel these words from the Bhagavad Gita. Ishvaranugrahadeva Pumsamadvaita Vasana Mahatbhaya Paritranat Vipranam Uppajayate. Truly, it is by the grace of God that the knowledge of unity arises within. Then a man is released at last from the great fear of life and death. Feel this first sentence. Truly, it is by the grace of God that the knowledge of unity arises within. There is nothing there for you to do. You rest, and by the grace, it arises by itself, and you are released from the fear of life and death. Yenedam puritam sarvam, atmanaivatmanatvani, nirakaram katham vande hyabinam, shivam avyayam. All that exists in this world of forms is nothing but the self, and the self alone. How then shall the infinite worship itself? Shiva is one undivided whole. So, all that exists in this entire world that can be seen and heard and smelled and tasted and touched is nothing but the self and the self alone. You can rest, my friend. That table, these words, the sounds, the screen, the food, the sun and the rain. It is nothing but the self and only the self. Anything you can see, hear, smell, you see the self, you hear the self, you touch the self. Because Shiva is one, undivided and complete. There is no world and God. There is only Shiv. Atmaiva kevalam sarvam. Hedam hedona vidyate. Asti nasti katham bruyam. Vishmayach pradiphatime. Truly, all this universe is only myself. It is neither divided nor undivided. How can I even assert that it exists? I can only view it with wonder and awe. All this universe is only myself. Feel this truth coming to you. Vedanta Sara Sarvasvam, Jnanam Vijnanam Evacha, Aham Atma Nirakarach, Sarvayapi Svabhavatach. What then is the heart of the highest truth, the core of knowledge, the wisdom supreme? What is it? It is, I am the self, the formless one. By my very nature, I am pervading all.
It's like you were saying, I think it's beautiful to think that you see the self or God in everything and anyone. And when you do that, the world becomes a much more beautiful place. You're more understanding of, I guess, the things you see, the things that happen around you, and you're more forgiving of the things that you're put through. And I'm just curious, would you say that the goal of meditation is to reach that pure being, or is something that we use to recognize that it already exists within ourselves?
Yes, there is no reaching. The one who wants to reach doesn't even exist. The one who would like to reach that state will fail because he is false. He is just an imagination, a mirage in the desert. It appears that there is water there, but there is nothing. There appears to be some person, but there is nothing such. There is only the self already. So I invite everyone, in a way, by force you cannot stop searching, because if the energies of search are there, search will be there. So you can't do much to stop the search by force. However, with this wisdom, you can relax in the search. And with your relaxation, there is greater chance that this search will finish soon. Because some, like feeding these energies, will stop. you will stop feeding them, and then they will starve and stop by themselves. Not the same day, but soon. And the person who says, I want to meditate so that I would achieve this state of being, that is the thief. It's the thief that steals the most valuable thing from your house, and the next morning comes dressed as a detective and says, don't you worry, ma'am, we will find him. We'll take some fingerprints and we'll go and search for him. He will never find him because that is him. He will always find a way to hide himself and to eliminate the clues and the traces. So the ego that wants to go back to peace, have inner peace and enlightenment, he is the one stealing the inner peace that is already here and now. The peace does not require conditions. It does not require absence of war, absence of noise, of people, of anything. Peace is there already now. And it is being robbed by mental and emotional processes, not because they are evil, but simply because there is an idea of the self which is false. You see, here we have a crucial point. It's the idea of the self that is the problem. Identification is the problem. I don't know if you know this beautiful story. There was this demon, I forgot his name, Bamasura or something like this, I forgot. He was doing penance and meditating and tapas for a long time. And he wanted that God grants him a boon. So for his dedication and meditating and being like in like ascetic mode, Shiva granted him the boon. He said, okay, what do you want? I will grant it to you. And the guy said, I want the power that if I put my hand on top of anybody's head, they turn into ash. And Shiva said, well, you meditated like nobody so far. You did all these tapas and he's like, I need to now give him this boon. And he gives it to him. Of course, you see, when the ego gets a great power, what it does, first it goes to destroy its creator. So first idea that the demon had was, I'm now gonna put my hand on the Shiv's head and destroy Shiv because then I will be the most powerful in the universe. And in that moment, Shiv in the story is he goes through fear. He's sweating, he got scared. But you see, he got scared, but in no moment did he think, oh, I'm scared. I can't be Shiva because I'm scared. No, I'm scared and I'm Shiv. I am Paramashiva. I am the eternal. I am the omnipotent. So no matter what the emotion, no matter what the condition, no matter what I did, oh, I screwed up heavily. I gave this thing to this guy. Now he's gonna destroy. No guilt, no shame, no fear, no nothing can destroy the fact that you are Shiva. And you should never believe otherwise. No matter what you do, what happens to you, none of it determines who you are. You are you are the eternal being. And you should never think differently, no matter what happens in the world. So Shiva, even though he got frightened and he started running away, where did he run? He ran into the mountains to hide in a cave. What is the message? When you screw up, when you do something that creates a demon, when you are being hunted by your own personality that now became very powerful, where do you go? You go into the cave, hide, run away, don't go fighting. So you need to withdraw within, you need to go into the being. And what happens then? Vishnu realizes that Shiv is in danger. And Vishnu comes intelligently. So you could say that Vishnu is another facet of your consciousness. When you withdraw within, the consciousness will save you, not the action, not fighting. The consciousness will save you. So comes Vishnu, and he's like smart. He's like, I'm not going to be fighting because imagine he touches my head. I'm gone. So he turns into this beautiful woman, Mohini, and he tells the demon, and when he appears as Mohini in front of the demon stops running after Shiv. So he says, if you can replicate all the dancing steps I will do now, I will marry you. And the demon is like, yeah, another prize. Okay, now he's gonna even have a beautiful woman. So Vishnu as Mohini starts dancing, and the demon perfectly replicates all the steps. And Mohini becomes very seductive and moving, and the demon gets lost in the movement and knowing now he's gonna get the woman. And then Vishnu in one moment just in dancing puts his palm on his head, and the demon does the same and turns into ash. So what did the consciousness do? The consciousness uses the power of the ego to destroy himself. No fighting, no struggle, no trying to make it better, no trying to make it more peaceful, more this. It will destroy itself in the presence of awareness. That's your only job, is to withdraw to the consciousness that you are, and everything else will be resolved.
That's so beautiful. It's like, I guess our body, our consciousness itself has its own defense mechanism. We don't have to change into another person or another being to deal with different situations.
No, you just need to. I mean, you don't need to. You have no other option but to be you. Okay? You, you, you don't even need to be you. You can't not be you. And you will see when you rest in finally accepting, there is so much talk about the present moment and the power of now. And I believe most people have read Eckhart Tolle and or some other books related to living in the present moment. There is no great philosophy behind it. There is nothing complicated, okay? It simply means whatever is here now, that's it. There is nothing more to life than this. There is nothing more to life than me sitting at this chair talking to you right now. That's it. This is what I have been looking for. All my 48 years, I've been looking for this moment to sit here in this space and talk to you. That's it. There is nothing more, nothing greater, nothing more holy, more wise, more special. No, this is it. Just the way I am, with this skin, with this weight, with this mood, with this person, with this light. That's it. My God, that's it. And I'm not waiting for the next moment. I'm not waiting like, what is going to happen now? What is she going to ask me? What will I say? Am I going to eat after this finish? Where am I going to go today? Sunday, maybe. No, There is nothing better than this. That's it. This is it. And no matter where you are, you're in the bus, you're going to work, you are staring at the computer, there is somebody telling you that you're stupid. You just tell yourself, that's it. This is what I've been looking for. This is the enlightenment moment.
So I guess the idea that we can always do better, become a more perfect version of yourself is
And you
not
will,
okay.
you will become, because evolution is a natural part of the world. You don't need the first Homo sapiens did not do anything to turn into Homo sapiens sapiens. It did. Some ancient animal didn't do anything to perfect itself and become what is a cow today. It did nothing. It just happens. You are being in this moment. You are eating the food. You are going to toilet. You are sleeping. You're making love. You are swimming. You are participating in a workshop, and you become better. It is unavoidable. But striving to become better, when I say striving, is like struggling. This is what I want to say. Struggling to become better. It's only polishing the person, the ego. It does nothing to make you better, because you are already perfect. When immutable, unchangeable, eternal, tell me, the being that you have perceived when I guided you with no vision, no smell, no taste, no past, no memory, no plans. Did that being have any need to be better? Is
This
there any
existed.
way for it to be better? Like, what is there to improve? It's like unimprovable. So I'm inviting you to discover this truth, and then the person will become a reflection of it. It will become a better reflection of the truth. So the person is only reflecting your idea of yourself, and you are then trying to improve the reflection instead of the original one. The original one is tainted by your idea of it. Remember what I said. Even if you go through fear, you get sad, you get angry. That is not who you are. That cannot be your identity. You are Shiva. Tell yourself, I am Paramashiva. Say it now. I am Paramashiva. No matter what happens, no matter what I do, no matter what gets screwed up, I am Paramashiva. That is unchangeable. What is there to improve? Now, when that identity sets in, the reflection will change. It cannot not change. Hmm.
That's a lot to take in because I think in today's societies we are so obsessed with like reaching that state of perfection or changing ourselves. And we think that perfection's kind of like an end goal, but things is just like you said, we're always changing. It's evolution, it's part of life, it's part of who we are. And there's nothing we can do about it. We just keep on going with it, we just go with the flow. And I think that's a very beautiful thing to really understand and being like yourself and not letting anyone change that. And I
Do you
think
know
we
how many
actually,
people have lived on the planet so far? I don't know, like trillions, I guess. They're not here, gone. There were civilizations much more advanced living on Earth that we can comprehend today. We live like in Stone Age relative to them. Does it matter that they have perfected themselves so much? They're gone. So anything that you perfect now eventually is gone. Doesn't matter. But what does not leave is the awareness. Once it awakens, it is awake. That's it. So if those civilizations, and they did, they produced awakening, they could not care less that it disappeared at the end. It does not matter because they know it is temporary. It will finish and it will start from beginning. It's like again, Stone Age. And again, invent the wheel and industrial revolution and split the atom and make the atomic bomb and then become a quantum space civilization and perfect everything. And eventually that will also pop and then something new will come. Who cares? It will happen naturally. That should not be the point of living. The point of living is who am I? And how can I be me, enjoying this moment? Be content, be fulfilled, expressing my nature, and your nature will perfect everything. Truly. You see, in the West, I have a lecture in Croatian I'm giving. It says, why it's so hard to be happy in such a beautiful, perfect country. It is beyond beautiful, okay? Untouched nature, undestroyed. Historic cities, thousands of years old, still preserved, like you walk through thousands of years when you're there. Why is it not happy? And it's so perfect. Well, because something gets lost in trying to keep it so beautifully clean, so beautifully ordered. Traffic signs, order. God forbid you make a mistake. There is immediately somebody telling you made a mistake. There is immediately a penalty for your mistake. There is immediately there is 1 million rules. The parliament every day passing new laws, new laws, new laws, like we are all idiots, we need more laws. So there is so much of perfectioning and making it better that you lose life. You lose just the joy of being. So much money, so much wealth, so much beauty, so much perfection, so much rules and regulations, so much, everything is ordered, everything is nice. And people dissatisfied and running for more and unhappy. United States, look at it. I don't need to tell you. United Kingdom, Germany, France, Italy. Terrible. So you don't need that. The world shows you. You want to be happy. Be happy first. Everything else will fall in place.
You're happy, everything looks much prettier, definitely. No matter what happens, you're like, oh, it's okay. Let's just move on. And I actually saw that someone raised their hand. I think they have a question. If we can have
Please.
Sharda, please ask your question.
Hi, Ivan, Master. Namaste. Love to
Namaste.
see you. And today, I think you open up one of my eye, not one of them, you open my eyes because I was always thinking like, oh, come on, uh, go to the deeper level of the meditation is my goal. That is my milestone. and how I can be aware of things and all. I was focusing on that, and I'm always complaining like why I'm not able to go in a deeper level and all those things. But now I learn one thing. Please correct me if I'm wrong. We just need to, in a while in a meditation also, we just need to be only being like a, you explain about the, we don't have eyes, nothing else, kind of just being, and it will automatically, but we also have a thinking of, I am a Brahman, Shiva. So just be in the, while in the meditation also, if I sit for just the being without thinking, like I don't have anything like that, so I think automatically it will reach to the deeper level of the meditation, a kind of thing. Am I right?
Yes.
Because I was like always thinking how to go deeper, why I'm not able to catch this point, why not? Why not? But today I learned a wonderful lesson that you teach us some wonderful things. So now I focus on that practice. I think, and because I was always thinking like I don't have observation capacity, and nowadays I'm developing that one. But now what I realize, I don't need to think for the how to increase the observation practice until and unless when I practice for being in the meditation without thinking, it will automatically, the observation part also increase. Am I right?
It
Just
will.
today. Thank you.
Thank you. It will.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your wonderful wisdom. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Master. Is there any more question or sharing?
Yes, let's see if there's any questions from the audience, if anyone wants to put them in the chat or ask. I mean, our generation is so obsessed with self-discovery. We're like on this journey to find ourselves. And then, we spend a lot of money, we travel, we're like, where can I find the best version of myself? And then we also think the grass is much greener on the other side. But just like you said, if you are happy where you are, everything is going to be green for you. Everything's going to be so pretty. You're looking through like rose-colored glasses. And I think that's something that I need to work on, because when you were doing the meditation of closing off our senses one by one, it felt a little uncomfortable at first because I was like, oh, what is this consciousness? What is this thing that still exists within me, even though I might define myself by things that I see, by things that I experience. So I think it was definitely a little uncomfortable at first. I think we awakened a newer perspective of meditation, of consciousness, and definitely self-awareness, thing that I've learned from today.
It is uncomfortable because the ego cannot exist without the senses, without the past or the future. And when you remove those, it dies. So it was producing uncomfort because it knew it's about to die. So I told
would
you
you
that
say
that's the thief.
so? I guess you'd say that ego is not necessarily needed to have like a feeling of like self, like selfness. Like it doesn't make you individual, or it doesn't give you identity.
Ego is an idea of yourself, which is a very limited idea, limited identity. And it is absolutely not necessary for you to be you. You see, your different roles or masks that you can wear will still be there to be worn. You're only realizing that you are the actor behind the role, not the role. So take, for example, I don't know, Angelina Jolie or Brad Pitt, okay? They are they, or Meryl Streep. She is she. She is who she is. But when she plays a role, in one movie she's the Devil Wears Prada, in another one she is like some uh, witch, in another one she is a funny, wife, in another one she is something else, okay? She's a singer. So imagine that once she finishes acting, she goes home and keeps behaving like that. They would think that something is wrong with her. They would put her in a mental institution. She needs psychiatric or psychological help. So when you forget who you are and you identify yourself with the role, then it's the ego living. Ego is the role, nothing else, but it is imaginary. It is not true because you are you. So Brad Pitt is Brad Pitt. Just because he's playing some guy with a gun, that's not him really. It's just the role he's playing. So when you have these roles, you don't need to have the ego to play them. Ego is a false identity where you are identified with the role that you are not. Then you need psychological help, which is actually where spiritual teachers come in play. They are psychologists for the soul who has forgotten who it is. And they're reminding people, you are not the role you're playing. It's just an act in the theater, you know? And we are not telling you to be bad actors at all. We want you to be the best in the roles that you're playing. But you need to be aware that you are the actor, not the role. That's the only thing that is changing. Everything else will remain the same. And not only that, you will even become better in the roles you're playing when you know you're the actor and not the role. Because if you think you're the role, you suffer because you feel that whatever is happening to the role is happening to you. Imagine in the movie, Brad Pitt ends up in a prison. If he thinks he is the role, he will feel that he really is in the prison, which he is not. He is just a role. He is free. Okay? So whatever is happening to the many, many, many masks and roles that you are playing on this earth, you should never think that you are them, but you should play them at the best of your abilities, playfully. That's the whole thing. And unfortunately, the role can never become you. So the person who says, let me meditate so that I would be enlightened, impossible. Because it's an imagination, it doesn't exist. You are you are enlightenment already. So you only need to remember that you are not the role, you are who you are, and that's it. And I told you that is not even a philosophical concept. It doesn't require any effort. There is no remembering truly needed. All you do is you inhale, you exhale, you rest, and you tell yourself, this now, this is it. That's it. I am Shiv, I am Brahman, I am Paramashiva. Everything I see is not separate from me. No thinking about it. You don't need to think, how does that make sense? You say it, you relax, you accept yourself that this moment, the way you are, that everything is perfectly okay. It is you. Just rest, my friends, please.
It's very much needed in such a fast-paced world where we're always working towards something.
Mm.
And I mean, once again, I would like to actually open the floor just to anyone who wants to share their experiences or has any questions about what is explained to us today about what pure being is, being beyond, I guess, the action, you're just letting it happen. It's just the doing part.
Well, we have a question from Joy, I see. How to overcome the thought of what's next in my life. When one have financial responsibility and couldn't take out more time for spiritual path. Mm. When you put God in the first place, everything else falls in its place. You cannot resolve everything in this movie, theater role that you're playing, and then say, when I resolve all of this, I will have time to be or to realize myself. Because there is no end to resolving. It is endless. It will end when the universe ends. That's it. But until then, it's gonna go on. And it requires you to take a risk. All of you. I had to take a risk. It's a leap of faith. You need to risk it and say, even if everything now falls apart, I want to confirm that what I am believing is true. And that is, if I put a priority that being comes before doing, that realizing, awakening to the truth of who am I comes before doing, the who I am will resolve what needs to be done. Mind cannot resolve financial situations, but Brahman can. Vishnu, Shiva can. And I said, you go into the cave and suddenly you are in touch with the field of all possibilities. It is called omnipotent field. This is what Krishna teaches Arjuna on the Kurukshetra. That's the whole teaching of Kurukshetra is how to be in the field. It is happening on the field. The whole Bhagavad Gita is the field. That's why it is happening on the field, because that is very important. That it's the field that provides you all the possibilities. And when you are resting in the field, every action that you need to make, every solution is already there. Krishna tells Arjuna, when he was worried, when he spans the arrow, if he's gonna hit properly. And Krishna tells him, the perfect hit is in the field already. Allow it to act through you. It is there. Feel it and let go. It will come through you. So the perfect solution for your financial responsibility, Joy, is to realize that everything you need to do is already in the field, ready to use your body to act through you. So abandon the responsibility. The only responsibility is with the source, is with the creator, not with the person. Imagine that the role that Brad Pitt is playing in the movie thinks that it is responsible how it's going to play out. It has nothing to do. It's the director of the movie, the scriptwriter, and the actor. They are the ones who decide. They are the ones who are going to make it happen. The role the character that he is playing has no responsibility. It will only act out what is already in the field, what is already written, what is already planned by a higher force. So you need to rest with yourself, because self is the higher force. I just want to say, I live very, very practical life on earth. I do not live in the Himalayas in a cave. I am not secluded from life. I have a bank account and credit cards and bills and company or organization and students and colleagues and family, and there are children, not my own, but my family's children. I could be absorbed from morning to night in duties and obligation. I would be drained and destroyed by the amount of responsibility that could rest on my shoulders. Being the only one that provides in the family of many people, being the one responsible for functioning of an organization in 4 or 5 countries, with thousands of people attending programs and employees that need to be paid, I would go crazy. I don't think of any of that. And I'm the most responsible one, because I know where the responsibility rests. Not with Ivan, with me, with the self, with the omnipotent one. Yes, this is beautiful. Thank you for the question.
Thanks for volunteering today. Thank you so much. We definitely went overboard. I think we spent about 2 hours today. It was definitely an overall class, but we learned so much. Thank you so much. And once again, I'd like to wish you a belated happy birthday. I just learned it was your birthday a couple days ago. I hope you're celebrating
Thank
it.
Thank you.
And thank you everyone for joining us on day 165, Stillness Feet. We're reaching our goal of almost half a year of consistent meditation. Thank you so much.